You remember that rendering criminal assistance? Yes. A person renders criminal assistance if, with intent to prevent, hinder, or delay the apprehension or prosecution of another person who he or she knows has committed a crime. Oh. Now, I was looking at this court case summary. Yes. Petition for an order of protection on July 8th of 2011. Yeah. I wasn't an actual resident of Washington State then. The instructions say that when issuing a protection order, temporary protection order, yes, the respondent has to know where and when the court hearing is going to be. Yeah. And you have to attempt service. Now, it's in violation of the actual requirements of the RCW to not attempt service. And issue a protection order where you gave custody of my sons to my wife. Ooch. And then you violated the RCWs on July 22nd of 2011 when you reissued it? Yes. Now, these declarations under the penalty of perjury, being arrested on Guam, I didn't really commit any domestic violence or child abuse. And no matter what was said by Heidi L. Budnick, yes, or Heidi Budnick, ooch, one or the other, it really doesn't matter because when you do not give me actual notice of court hearings, yes, I was not given notice and opportunity to appear in court before you gave actual custody of my sons to my wife. Yes. Now, this delaying of the apprehension of my wife that abducted my sons from Guam on July 2nd of 2011, yes, she didn't buy me a plane ticket. She called the police and said that I committed domestic violence. I did 7 hours of parenting classes. In fact, this morning I was sitting at the Seventh-day Adventist church and I was listening to a sermon that a woman was given. I guess they allow women to preach behind the pulpit. And she talked about how my record has been expunged because Jesus paid for my sins. Oh, it's as if all the sin that I committed before asking Jesus into my heart has been expunged. The crime never happened. Now, you would be surprised, just 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, probably 15 minutes of sitting out there in the foyer waiting to eat lunch at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I hear her explain how my record has been expunged. Now, let's say you're in the sheriff's department, you're a detective, and you heard the same thing that Jesus has wiped away all of the crime that you committed before you accepted him as your personal savior. Yeah. Well, just like that, when my wife made up a story of domestic violence and child abuse, yes, I did 1 year probation, 7 hours of parenting classes, and all my sin was wiped away. My record was expunged. It's as if I had never done any parenting classes. Now I know. When I heard that Jesus had expunged my sins, as if they were never there, in the very presence of the throne room of God, I got the feeling that the sheriff's department doesn't fucking understand what that means. That means I have no criminal record, and every fucking time you arrested me, you violated the laws of the United States. Do you understand, Bill? I've never been convicted of crime because I've never committed a fucking crime.